Hail Satan, brothers and sisters. Ave Satanas, Ave Lucifera, Ave Prince Belial, Ave Prince Leviathan, Ave Lord Abaddon, Ave Lord Abaddon, Ave Lord Amaimon, Ave Lord Pazuzu, Ave King Azazel, Ave King Asmodee, Ave King Asmodeus, Ave beautiful Queen Astaroth, Ave beautiful sexy Queen Mother Lilith, the true goddess of the night, no question. I just want to do a little short video this time on pretty much basically on beautiful Queen Lilith. So I was talking to excuse me. I was talking to a lady earlier, and she brought up the conversation about Adam and Eve. Okay, she brought up that fairy tale. So I said, what about Lilith? And she said, well, there's no such thing. And this is the story. This is the line she gave me, right? Which is true, to my knowledge. And I do know I do know a lot about different religions. Like, I know a tremendous amount about different religious beliefs. Okay, not just Satanism, traditional Satanism, spiritual Satanism, theistic Satanism. Not just the left-hand path. I know a lot about right-hand path religions as well. As you pretty much need to know it, especially up here in Canada, where there's so many fucking right-hand pathers. Where there's so many Zions too, you know. But with that being said, I also have to say this much. While I was talking with this lady, I said to her, because she was saying Adam and Eve was the beginning, right? And I said, okay, so where does beautiful, and this is just the way I said it too, right? I said, so where does beautiful Queen Lilith fit in on this? And she said, Lilith doesn't fit in on any. She said, there's no such thing as Lilith. I said, and I started laughing, right? And I kind of took offense to it a little bit, to be honest with you. I said to her, you're telling me that there's no such thing as Queen Lilith. I said, Queen Lilith's been around long before the fairy tale of Adam and Eve. I said, and if you want to look at it, and I even said to her, right? I said, if you want to look at it from a biblical aspect, from a biblical side of it, I said, if you want to believe in that fairy tale, I said, Lilith was Adam's first wife. And she didn't want to bow down. She basically didn't want to be a slave for Adam. She wanted to do her own thing. She wanted him to listen to her. You know, 50-50 deal, the way it's supposed to be, not fucking 95, 99-1. So then Lilith just dumped Adam, told him pretty much, I'm done with you, you're garbage, you're useless, see you later. And then apparently she went out into the desert. Then she went out into the desert, and her and Samuel start doing their thing. But apparently this was all set up from all beginning, because yeah, thanks, man. I'll pay Jimmy in a second. Apparently this was set up right from the get-go, because Lilith, when they were in the Garden of Eden, supposedly, this is according to the Zion Bible, right? This is according to their beliefs. When they were in the Garden of Eden, and apparently in the Garden of Eden, and they had all kinds of fucking, you know, fruits and all that stuff out hanging off trees. Apparently there was one tree, this is the way the story goes, okay? This is the way the fairy tale goes. There was one tree that fucking, apparently, God Dog told them that they can eat anything else, but not, they can eat everywhere else, but not off the tree, okay? Don't eat out of this tree, because it was a tree of knowledge, apparently, right? So, obviously, it's like kids in a fucking, it's like kids, if they see a big circle of candy in front of them, and they see a big pile in the middle, if you tell them not to touch that pile, they're gonna head right for that pile. So that's pretty much that pretty much sums it up with Adam and Eve. And then the serpent, obviously the serpent was involved, apparently, if you want to believe that fairy tale, right? But I told her my side of it, and I told her the traditional side of it. I told her the way that Father Satan, the way that Lilith, the truth about Lilith. And she actually started coming around, and she was kind of questioning me. She was getting interested in it. And then she started thinking about what she was getting interested in, right? And then she looked at me and called me evil and said I was a devil worshiper. Like she done a complete flip. Like someone with bipolar would do. Which is she probably does have bipolar, you never know. But she done a complete 180. She was talking to me normally, listening to me, right? Like taking it all in. And then all of a sudden she looked me in the face and said, "You're a devil worshiper. You worship Satan. You're going to burn in hell." I said, and I looked at her, I said, "Yeah, I am." I said, "Yeah, I am a devil worshiper." I said, "But I consider that an insult to Father Satan." I said, "But if you want to call me that, yeah, I am." And I said, "I'm a traditional Satanist." I said, "And if you don't know what that means," I said, "look it up." I said, "Ortheistic Satanist, spiritual Satanist." I said, "All you got to do is look it up." I said, "And you'll find me right at the top." I said, "And by the way," I said, "yeah," I said, "Satan is real." I said, "Father Satan is real." I said, "Beautiful Queen Lilith is real." I said, "And every demon and every demoness," which that's what I call female demons, is demonesses. I said, "Every single one of them are very real." I said, "That I know for a fact." I said, so it was more of a laugh to me than anything else, because I got my point across about my beliefs to her. And I figured that she was a fucking Bible thumper, right? I figured she was one of them. But I still got my point across to her, and she probably went home and fucking headed right for the church and fucking start talking to a priest and wondering if either fucking demon jumped out of me and went in her. That's how paranoid they get. I'm not joking, like they really do. And actually, I got a good story I gotta tell this one. I'll do another video later on this evening and tell this one, because this one is hilarious, and I know if people listen to it, they'll love it. All right, with that, Ave Satanas, Ave Lord Belial, Prince Belial, Ave Prince Leviathan, Ave King Lucifer, Ave Great Abaddon, Ave Great King Asmodeus, Ave Great King Asmodee, Ave Beautiful Queen Astaroth, Ave Beautiful Queen Lilith. And I'll talk to you next.